All right, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm your host, Lisa Giroux, and this is the Aging Gratefully series, and this is part 3 as we're winding down our 21 days of gratitude. And I'm so thankful that you're here with me today on this amazing day where life is occurring. I have my water, and we're going to set a little intention here. As we just ask that we be the embodiment, be the frequency, be the vibration of appreciation in our life today and every day moving forward. And as we recap this series, as we come into our move towards our full potential each and every day, using our gratitude practice, we begin to witness and recognize that gratitude allows us to up-level our frequency and our vibration, thus giving us the energy, the frequency that is needed to do the work that we are here to do, overcoming obstacles and communing with our shadow self with gratitude and joy, and allowing us to move more joyfully into who we are becoming. And as we mature and blossom as fully awakened, actualized humans, we're doing this work to raise the consciousness of the planet. Gratitude is the gift that we give ourselves, but we share it with all other beings because we are just a small microcosm of the macrocosm. And if we are grateful in our countenance, if we are grateful in our attitude each and every day, it allows us to be more empowered. It allows us to be more ourselves. Gratitude allows us to feel better. Better about ourselves, our situation, our lives, the people in our lives, and the work that we are here to do. It's not always easy, but it's very simple. So in gratitude, here come the dogs. In our gratitude practice, hello, Boo. Oh, how'd you go? In our gratitude practice, the reason why we start with gratitude, the reason why it is the first pillar of our spiritual practice in Simplicity of Spirituality, my original work that I taught more than almost 10 years ago now, is because it then allows us to have the frequency, the vibration of enlightenment, so that we can begin to do the work of forgiveness. The power of forgiveness, now that we have an attitude of gratitude, it gives us the ability to now do the work that we're here to do. Let's take a breath and a sip of water as we just ask that this information come to us, move through us, and allow it to be a blessing as it is intended. We're tapping our wisdom center here, our knowledge center here, right on the back of our head, opening and awakening, and we're receiving this information. We're transmitting this information for the benefit of all beings. Suddenly I was very thirsty. So, our gratitude practice and the daily use of gratitude buoys us. it moves us up that scale of consciousness so that we can see the darker side, so that we can witness, recognize, acknowledge that our shadow does exist. In doing our shadow dance, we see, we begin to know that this darker side of us, as expressed maybe in, for myself, in addictive actions, my wonderfully addictive personality. Some people it's control, some people it's gluttony, it's lying. It can be many, many different things. And our shadow can be very insidious, and it's very comfortable being in our shadow at times until we have this awakening. And then there's that polarity of light versus dark. But the gratitude allows it to not be light versus dark, but light and dark. And we recognize that within ourselves in a non-judgmental position. Yes, we want to change and rise above our baser instincts so that we are moving forward from a more enlightened perspective, from our Christ consciousness, from our very caring, heart-centered self. And it is always that awareness that is the first step in healing. That, wow, do I have a dark side? That is something to ponder this week. As we wind this 21 days, we're really winding it up now. We're not really winding it down, because as we come into these last 7 days of our gratitude practice, we are seeing all that we have done, the good, the bad, the ugly. We're so profoundly grateful for it, the good, the bad, the ugly, that we are now able to forgive ourselves for forgetting and putting ourselves in those positions to be negative, pessimistic, judgmental, criticizing, condemning, addicted, controlling, mean, whatever it is that we have used as a means of protection. That's really kind of what our shadow is. It's a way that it's a front that we put on really to ourselves, because most of the world sees our shadow way more clearly than we ever do. And the work that we do together, the conscious work that we choose to now do to see that shadow self, whether it be condemning others or judging others or lying, cheating, stealing, whatever it is that was our default when we weren't in our right mind. We really weren't in our left mind either, but we were in incorrect mind. We were in the lower vibrational expression of ourself. The Maya, as it's called in Buddhism, the dark consciousness, as it would probably be in Christianity. Remember the old saying, who was it who said, the devil made me do it? Geraldine, that was Geraldine. And, that is, in a sense, that is the side of ourself that we become aware of as we blossom and mature. And as we get to a certain point in this lifetime, we want to free ourselves. This gratitude is about freedom from our past. The highly evolved conscious mind is present time consciousness. We're living here and now. We're no longer so trapped by what others did to us or what we did to others in our past. That's why forgiveness is key. And certainly the tenets of Christianity help us with that. We realize that the Christ consciousness is about forgiveness. We realize that some of the teachings that I share, like the Ho'oponopono, teach us to override that monkey mind, that negative mind, that baser mind that doesn't want to awaken, that small mind that is so trapped in something that occurred that it becomes this huge festering mess. When we choose, as we continue to choose to express ourselves in a very profoundly grateful way, it takes us out of that small mind, and it really brings us into the mind of God, the Christ consciousness, the awakened mind. The Ho'oponopono is one of the easiest, quickest ways that I know of to resolve and heal those past issues. So this past week when we were talking to others about how much they mean to us and how grateful we are that they're in our lives, or the thank you notes that you may have written to others, that puts you into this frame of mind, this wholeness, this whole frame of mind, where you were really present with maybe your pen, just offering, I'm so thankful that you're my friend, I'm so thankful that you were there to help me, whatever it may have been. That was a healing balm for you. Your friend received your gratitude, but we're the ones, when we say thank you, we're the ones who are blessed. That's why it's so important to teach children the importance of, remember that please, the humbleness of humbly going before Source, God, Christ, consciousness, the awakened one, Creator, being profoundly humble, requesting with a humbled heart the magic word of please, and then the bliss and the joy that causes us to just be filled with gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And to receive that in a visceral way, to feel that, to embody that, so that now we can do the work that needs to be done. And that's to forgive ourselves and everyone else for everything, no matter what. This is not absolving anybody's bad behavior, but this is saying that I would never choose that again, but on some level I chose that. And now through my thankfulness, through my appreciation, I can now finally receive the lesson that painful situation was here to share with me. Let's take a breath. Another sip of water here. Excuse me. So the reason why we use the Ho'oponopono over and over again is because it's a way of overriding the mind that says, I'm a horrible person because I lied, cheated, stole. I'm an addict. I'm an alcoholic. I'm a horrible person because I'm fat, I'm ugly. All of these horrible thoughts that are in our minds that are devastating our physicality. But make no mistake, they're not just destroying your physicality, they're destroying everybody else's physicality, everybody else's experience, because we are just here bouncing energy off and through and around each other. So if you're having a bad attitude, I'm feeling that. If I'm having a bad attitude, it's affecting you. And it's all about that attitude. And if we want more freedom, if we truly want to be free, we must forgive. We must forgive. We have got to forgive. It's the only way that we can get to these higher levels of consciousness and really awaken to the Christ consciousness, to the glory of God, to the universal mind, however you language it. The experience of it, the feelingness of this life. We want to feel good because when we feel good, we feel God. And if I'm feeling God in my entire body, I am radiating that out there. And I am bringing up the masses. We need to bring up the masses because the masses, God bless them, the masses. That's all I can say right now. God bless them, the masses. They're a mess. That's very sad. But it's our responsibility and our duty to do our own personal work because the rising tide lifts all boats. So this week, we're doing our shadow work. We're looking at everything that we did. We're looking at all the wounds that we caused upon this planet. We are looking at all the darkness, all the dark corners in our mind, in our bodies, in our homes, in our hearts, where we were practicing dark arts when we thought that we were practicing light work, and we're forgiving ourselves. We're asking to be forgiven. We are awakening to the tenets taught by many, many masters, including Jesus Christ, about the importance of forgiveness. And one of the ways, the easiest way that I know of, and that has worked for me for, these many years, maybe 10 years now, is the Ho'oponopono. I say it over and over again. And when I used to work with clients one-on-one, I would say 1,000 times a day, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Those 4 simple sentences. It's an ancient practice from the Kahuna. And the way that I was taught from one of my teachers was that the community would bring the person who had wronged or been wronged, who had been in a wrong frame of mind, who had caused some sort of upheaval or darkness or error or an attitude adjustment, a correction that energy was needed. And they would so love this person that they would correct their own energy. So the Ho'oponopono, we do it to ourselves, for ourselves. We say, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. To ourselves, for ourselves. For any time that I judged, for any time that I acted improperly, for any time that I was out of line. I forgot my true power. I forgot to be a grateful being. And that the Ho'oponopono, it's a loving practice first. I love you, self-love. We can only love others to the degree that we can love ourselves. So we have to love ourselves first. This is not selfishness. This is self-preserving. I love you. This body, warts and all. I love you. I love you. Not like glorifying this, but it's like a self-contentment. I love you. Okay, that's that. If I love myself, I can love others. I'm sorry. That is that profound humbling. I am sorry. I did it again. Dang. I wasn't going to drink again. I wasn't going to lie. I wasn't going to cheat. I wasn't going to steal. I wasn't going to judge my neighbors. I am sorry. Profound humbleness. Please forgive me. The beseeching. The asking. Please forgive me. With that magic word, please forgive me. And then it moves right into gratitude, doesn't it? The last statement is thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Thank you raises that frequency. Okay, so I was less than enlightened. I was not my best self then. Might not be my best self now. But I'm willing. This is a willingness to assume full responsibility for all of those actions. Take that shadow, shine the light of my awareness. Wow, I was really a controlling bitch. Who knew? Oh my goodness, I really wasn't very nice. Wow, boy, in the 80s, oh, what a drunk I was. Whatever it is for you. When we say it over and over and over, we put ourselves in that position of neutrality. Remember, we come up the scale of consciousness to neutrality, to where now we can open up to higher realms of awareness, which is the Christ consciousness, which is the awakenedness, which is where we are scaling to go every day. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Most recently, we had an upsetting, I use this now a lot because I've been using it for a very, very long time. Like I said, maybe 10 years now. When my little cat got hit by a car just about 6 weeks ago, this was really devastating for me. And I couldn't sleep, and I imagine, people, when you have a guilty conscience or whatever it is, when something, an error, you're on your trajectory, everything's beautiful, we'd had the most beautiful day, blah, 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 cat didn't come home, brokenhearted, cat got killed. And yeah, it was only a cat, but he was our cat and we loved him. And I was very devastated. And, that night afterwards, that is the only way that I could console myself because of the rushing mind that I had over and over. If I hadn't, why didn't I? Da, 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 da. And the Ho'oponopono really, really got me through. I've used it when my brother-in-law was sick and dying, for the benefit of his children. My sister had already died, for their children, the sadness that they were experiencing. I had to keep my frequency and vibration higher so that we could navigate that icky, sticky road. Use it for everything. Use it all the time, all day long. When you find yourself in those lower moods, those lower vibrational moods, somberness, depression, sleeplessness, it really, really, really helps. It's a wonderful thing that we can use as we blossom, as we mature, taking this into our 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. This Ho'oponopono to unwind the negativity, to assume responsibility for the negativity that we have caused upon this planet, for the improper thoughts, actions, deeds that we have done that have caused any harm upon this planet, any suffering on this planet. We can now, as part of our gratitude practice, begin to forgive ourselves so that we can forgive everybody else for everything and move on with the rest of our life, feeling phenomenal in body, in mind, in spirit. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. So I hope that helps you out as you continue navigating your pathway to peace of mind, purpose, prosperity, as you continue to awaken to your full potential, as we recognize that we are becoming more viable, more potent in this lifetime as we age gratefully. I want to wish you well. I thank you for your time. Thank you. Namaste.